On your album, Tales of Motel 6, there's a song on that track list called 5 a.m. in Covington Bridge. Can you shed more light about that song?
That was that's one of my favorite records to ever record. First of all, shout out Sammy. That's my road manager. He definitely saved my life that night. It was a that was like the turning point of my life where I was finna make a decision that was gonna either put me in jail or that was gonna put me dead. But I ended up getting a call from him saying that that my song was accepted to go on tour.
What song?
This is 5 a.m. Oh, the song that it was called Never Going Back. Yeah,
Now, in this song, do you actually dive in the details of what the action was
hundred
that?
percent,
Okay.
100%. I'm taking you through a whole movie of thoughts, emotions, sweats. Like if you close your eyes, you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Why are you open about that subject matter there? About possibly committing something that would put you behind bars or in a grave?
Because I talked about it. It was a situation that had happened with um, my girlfriend at that time and my brother. He was like my brother. He wasn't my real brother, but he was like my brother. And we had a team, and like I found out that she was sleeping with the dude for like 3 months, but in my face they was like cool and we all working together, but the whole time they was already doing their thing. I never knew about it. It took one of my homeboys to tell me out of anger. So if you go back, there's a record I wrote called Farewell Letter, and that was me addressing the girl and where I was as far as that night had happened. But I never talked about him really. And it was 5 a.m. in Covington. That's where I kind of like told my story from that perspective, where I was with him, you know? And because at first I was scared to talk about it. I was scared to talk about it because like my people don't even know this, you know what I'm saying? Like it was one of them things. I was depressed. I didn't want to be here no more, and you'll hear that in the song. I didn't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I hated myself. I hated everybody around me because they knew about it. Nobody checked up on me at that time. I didn't care to be here. So if I was gonna go, he was coming too. And that's just how I felt about the situation at that time. But like I said, thank God I got that call. That was the day I knew God was real.
And speaking of God, do you follow a religion by any chance?
Not really a religion. Like I know God. I know there's a higher being. I know there's somebody that I'm talking to when I pray. I know that. You know what I'm saying? Far as I mean, my people always told me like religion. That's a conversation that could go a long way. Don't even bring it up. I mean, I believe in the Bible. I believe in Jesus. But like, do I go to church every Sunday? Nah. Do I pray every day? Hell yeah.
And for you, why do you believe in the Bible and Jesus?
Just grew up with my grandma. Grandma wasn't playing that, man. You had to. Like, that's like mandatory. Grandma try to like put you in that church every chance she got. But yeah.
And this was a grandmother on your mother or father's side of the family?
This was my mom's. This is my mom's mom. Yeah.
She followed Christianity,
Nah, I think she was Baptist. I'm not.
which
Yeah,
falls
yeah,
under the
yeah, 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 my bad, yeah.
that's a branch under
Right, yeah.
the Christian religion.
Right.
And and back to that song. When it came to you getting the call from your manager, you obviously go handle that. musically, right? Uh, and when I say that, I mean that your song gets picked up and you continue on with your music career and that sort of thing. You don't go down the path of
Right.
physical violence
Right.
and a physical decision with the girl or the guy in that
Right. Right.
scenario.
Right.
But what ends up, well, is there anything that wasn't mentioned in that song that you want to update fans about in regards to that story or that experience in your life?
Nah, I think it was really as vivid as it's gonna get. You know, like if you listen to it, like I said, if you close your eyes, you could envision what everything that I'm saying, what I'm going through. And yeah.
Didn't know if there was an update to it, uh, maybe ingredients for a sequel to that song that may not be enough for an actual sequel, but
Nah,
you may want to update fans about that song.
nah, I think that song was what it was, you know what I'm saying? Like it was a relief for me to talk about it, to get it out, you know, to tell people like if you finna go down that road, you know, God shows up, you know, like because it's a lot of people that make decisions that they live with every day, you know what I'm saying? And they gotta face that shit every day off of one decision, you know what I'm saying? Off of one thing they could have did differently, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't follow the signs. I'm a big spiritual guy. You know what I'm saying? I believe in that, in signs and the numbers and the horoscope. I'm really in tune with that.
Did your girl at the time or the guy at the time that was mentioned in this song hear that final song?
Uh, farewell letter. Because it's two songs. It's Farewell Letter and Covington and 5 a.m. 5 a.m. So like those two songs, if you put them together, it's like one story. So the girl reached out when Farewell Letter hit because I had dropped a EP called What Happened Last Thursday, and Truth Is and Farewell Letter was on there, and that was the songs that gave me my buzz. And so she did reach out. She did reach out. We talked, but it wasn't nothing to talk about at that time because I was already on tour. I was getting money. Like I was like, man, fuck all that. Like I don't really care about that. But 5 a.m. nobody ain't reach out. But I know they heard it. I know they heard it. They see me every day.
When it comes to either of these two people, okay, I don't know if this is mentioned in the song or if you have any further insight in it, but why would these people engage in this type of relationship, if you have any insight at all, and just keep it a secret, try to do it under the under your why not just why didn't the girl just break up with you? Why didn't they just do this relationship outside of outside of
Right.
why?
Be honest with you, I used to think about that shit all the time. Like I would much rather you tell me, hey, I don't want to be with you no more. You know what I'm saying? Than to do some shit like that. Like I don't feel like you should do that to anybody. Like I feel like we all adults. We all know what we want. You know what I'm saying? All that you make mistakes. I ain't buying that shit. Like you know what you was doing. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I'm gonna tell you what. I felt like it all happened for a reason. Because if it didn't, I wouldn't be here talking to you today.
Now, in this portion of the interview, I believe, if my memory serves me right, you said something like you blame yourself.
Yeah.
You truly blame yourself for a situation like this playing out?
I did. I did for a long time.
Why would you blame yourself for something like this that was out of your control, so to speak?
Because I felt like I should have knew. I felt like, this wasn't like a friend you just hang with. Like this like a brother. Like he ran my shirt line when we was selling the shirts out to school and doing all this and you know what I'm saying? Like when we was out making in Houston, like really selling the music, he was right there on the side of me. And it's like, and when I would see them, they was cool, but I thought they was just cool. Like it was never like no obvious signs of oh, she fucking him. You know what I'm saying? It was more so like I thought they was just cool. I trusted her. That was when I believed in trust. But yeah, I feel like it all it happened the way it was supposed to.
Previously in this interview, you did mention the use of the help of a professional when it came to dealing with depression and anxiety in your life and battling those items there. Uh, was this professional in your life during the course of this particular experience of what took place in Farewell in Covington?
Nah, nah. I had a different therapist at that time.
But you were seeing a professional at that time.
Yeah. I always saw it because like depression, all that stuff running my family, and like at that time I was at my lowest, and my mom knew about that one. She knew that because depression run on her side, and she tapped into it quickly, and so that's how I got involved with being open and trying to talk about how I feel and stuff like that. Yeah.
You were open about this whole entire scenario with that professional at the time as well?
Somewhat, but I was also on tour too, so like at that time I was seeing a lot, I was doing a lot. I was hurting, but at the same time I was happy because I was doing what I wanted to do with my life, and I wasn't home. So like it only hit me when I went back home for like those 2-3 days, and then we left again. Then I wasn't worried about it again, but.
When it comes to blaming yourself, do you put any blame on this bro or this girl at the time?
You know what? I did for a long time. Um, I'm older now. I kind of came to terms with what happened. He never called me, by the way. He never called, but I'm not looking for him to call. I know he hear me and he see me every day, so I'm not worried about it. But I used to think about it all the time. But like I said, that was in the past. We all grown up now. We adults. I ain't worried about none of that, man. I'm
You
blessed to be here.
you truly mean that? You're not worried about it?
Truly, 100%.
No
100%.
no grudge against the girl or the bro?
Nah. I mean, if I saw him, I'm not about to speak, but I don't wish him no harm. Like, it's nothing for us to talk about. Like, but I don't wish nobody no harm.
What did that Oh, well, before this question, when you look back on that whole experience, did you there were signs that you missed or things you didn't see? Did you end up seeing those signs in retrospect of what was going on? Or when you play everything back that happened in your life at that point, you
Yeah.
still wouldn't be able to see those signs or the scenario clearly?
Nah, I saw him once it came to light. I saw it, I was like, I remember that hug. I remember that hug that nigga gave. I was like, I ain't say nothing then. But I was like, I remember that hug. Or I remember her bringing me food. She was bringing him food too. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's little shit that you notice when it all, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was young, so like, at that time, I still was believing in, like, oh, like, she not doing nothing. Like, everybody cool, you know what I'm saying? So, it's like, nah, man.
What age? You speak of being young. What age did that take place in your life?
This was like, I was like 17. 17. I think I was getting ready to turn 18, actually. Yeah.
And how long were you two, you and this girl, in a relationship for at that point when the cheating scandal happened?
Man, it was about to be 3 years, man. I found all this shit out like 2 weeks. I found all this shit like 2 weeks before the anniversary, bro. That shit was crazy. Cause I was pissed off. I was like, cause like I told you, like it was another friend that told me out of anger that the shit was going on. So he knew already. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it was about to be 3 years, man.
Speaking of that friend in the equation, what's your relation with that person?
Man, he hit me up multiple times, but I just read that shit. Sometimes I don't even read it, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I'm off it. It's nothing else for us to talk about. Once you go through that threshold with me, you did. Like, you did. Go about your business. You know what I'm saying?
But that predicament is something people, viewers watching this, do face, is being a friend and seeing some wrong happening in the relationship outside their friend's knowledge and deciding whether to keep that inside and stay out of that person's business or get involved and pull the person to the side and say, hey, this is what's going on. I don't know if you want to know or hear about.
Yeah.
So now that you have dealt with that situation and you had a friend that kept that information away from you, and I don't know if it was said what his reasoning was, whether it was, again, to stay out of your business or what. Maybe there's some people that don't know what to do. But if a scenario like this ever happens again, and there's a friend that knows what's going on, what should that friend do in your personal opinion?
I feel like if that's your real homie, that's your real girlfriend, your real dog, if y'all, you know what I'm saying, tell that man. Tell that man. Don't feel like you like, oh, if I tell him, he gonna think I'm doing something. Oh, I'm behind it. Like, nah, bro. Tell that man. Because if you don't, and when he do find out, it's gonna come back to you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you was around the situation, or if you say, oh yeah, bro, I knew that she was, why you ain't tell me? You know what I'm saying? Like, you be around me every day. Like, why you ain't tell me? You know what I'm saying? So if anybody dealing with that shit, bro, if you a homie and your or a girlfriend or whatever you is to that person, and you see something wrong, say something. Ain't nothing wrong with pulling that person aside. Hey, come here. Something wrong. Your girl moving weird, or your boy moving weird. You need to tap into that.
Now, if you feel like you've answered these next few questions already, then you can skip it or add on to what you've already said. And if not, feel free to provide an answer, of course. But what did this entire experience teach you? What did you learn from this scenario?
Don't trust no fucking body. It's the only thing I learned. It's the only thing I learned.
Now, for full disclosure, you do have a girl to the side of you. Your girl. Your current girl.
Yeah.
Does that apply to her?
No. I had to put her through the test. She passed.
Okay, so that doesn't apply to everybody.
Nah.
What about your own personal blood, like parents, grandparents, siblings, things of that nature, when it comes to trust? Because you said trust nobody. So
Right.
just trying to see how
I
far
mean,
nobody goes.
man, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, my household, like, I love my parents, but I mean, I trust them to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Cause the way I grew up in New Orleans, man, it's just my people different. I love them to death, but they different, man. They different. You know what I'm saying? So, but when it kind of like people around me, like, I'm real skeptical. Like, you gotta earn it now. You know what I'm saying? If you want that respect from me, everything is earned. I'm gonna give my respect, but like, if you want me to consider you bro, like, you gotta pass these tests.
Okay. If you could turn back the hands of time, would you have done anything different in that situation?
No, I feel like it happened for a reason.
Are you glad you didn't go the physical route?
Super glad, man, because the way I felt that night, I'll never forget that feeling of like just feeling so unwanted, so down, so like nobody cared. Nobody called me to check up on me and ask me was I all right. Nobody. I didn't have nobody there to walk me through the process of, finding this out and then losing all my homeboys because they all knew what was going on. Nobody walked me through that, you know? I had to find it within myself to be strong enough to get past it. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
What do you want people watching this interview to know about infidelity?
Mm, Wait, what that word mean? I forgot.
Cheating.
Shit. Oh. uh, it's just not cool. It's not cool, man. It's not something. I know like everybody do that shit. And I don't know why. I mean, as I look back at it when you young, I kind of get it, but it's not right. It's not right. I'm not saying that to say go do it. No, don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to be with that person, just tell that person and just let it go, bro. It could all be so simple. You know what I'm saying? I know these girls crazy, these niggas crazy too. Just keep it a buck and keep it moving, man. Like, yeah,
Personally speaking for yourself, have you ever cheated in a relationship?
yeah.
Do you know your reasoning back then when you did it?
No, just being dumb. Cause at the end, it wasn't even worth it. But
Anything else you want to mention about this subject matter? Or a question you weren't asked people want to know about it?
no.
And this song, if viewers watching this getting to know you for the very first time want to go listen to it, where is it available to listen to?
All platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, etc., etc.
And for time reference, it's April 2022 now.